you know, and so when you have the moments where you are funny, then you're still the same person. I'm sure they did a lot of scenes where I was at Starfleet interacting with other people. There would be comedic moments. Here's a good example of that. I don't remember the name of the episode, but it was when I had to deal with JG's character, Bartok, and the Klingons, and them not giving me the respect that I felt I deserved. As serious as I was, it was still almost kind of endearingly funny in how I was so upset that they're not listening to me. And it's like, well, maybe you should look in the mirror a little bit, you know? You're like half their size. You're, you know, Frank, you tend to be a little bit on the weaker side, you know? And you got, and that whole journey of him to get the respect was comical but endearing at the same way. So it's almost a different kind of funny. I don't change. I'm still a Ferengi. I might still, or here's, what's the one, The Great River, Treachery and Faith in the Great River, right?
That's funny.
That's a great episode. He's so Ferengi. He's such a Ferengi. Don't worry, I got it under control, Chief. I'm not trying to be funny. It's just kind of comedic in the way he goes about what he's doing. And sometimes I think that's the kind of almost the best humor. You know, we all have friends and people that we know that sometimes just the way they go about things, they're just funny. You know, and you just kind of chuckle. And, you know, and how he's moving all these things around, how he's falling backwards trying to be cool in the bar. You know, you really see this young guy trying to find his way in the world and go after his dreams. And I think that was one of the greatest things about my character, and that's how they wrote it. And it was very parallel to my own life. I think they saw that in me on the show. When they would come down, the writers would come down to the set so they get to meet and see the actors and see how they interacted. And so then they would kind of take what they would get and I think throw that into character, and it'd have a very symbiotic kind of like working relationship. Yeah.
I want to take you off topic.
No, that's
any hidden talents or any crazy things that you can do?
Hidden talents or crazy things? You know, not really. No, I'm not.
Okay, well then,
yeah.
Any of your...
And if I did, I probably wouldn't show them here. You know, this isn't the Gong Show. I'm not gonna make a complete jerk of myself. But no, I don't have any. I play WoW, but that's kind of boring.
Yeah.
But no, not really. I mean,
so no hidden none.
No, I'm pretty normal, to be honest with you.
Well, what about any other co-stars? Did you have any time to like do crazy stuff?
No, that's what I was trying to explain. Yeah, you know, first of all, you know, you talk to TNG actors and they'll tell you tons of stories on their set about pranks and all this kind of stuff. Unfortunately, nothing like that happened on Deep Space Nine. We're a very serious group of actors. Took our job extremely seriously. And that's actually very truthful. I will tell you, I will show a game that Sirach and I played for years, that to this day we still play. And this made us, this I think is what gave us such good chemistry on camera. We would do this all the time. So we'd be walking around, we'd be hanging out, and then I'd be like, did you guys see this TV? Now, how many of you looked at my middle finger? Raise your hand. Come on.
Yeah.
How many looked at my middle finger, okay? Y'all lying. Look at all you lying. I'm not going to admit that I looked at the middle finger. So you see how juvenile that game is? We would do that for 7 years. I'm not kidding. We would go to all extremes to get each other. And we'll still do it to this day. When I saw him in Vegas, you know, I did this. I'm all, what's up, Saran? And he'd be, hey, oh! Yeah, I'm like, yeah! Bam! Who's the boss? I'm awesome, you know. So we would have so much fun. We had our costume designer once hang out behind a scrim with a shadow going like this. And Sirach said, Aaron, come here for a second. I just needed to talk to you. I'm like, yeah, what's up? He's all, I'm just wondering if you think that, you know, I'd see Jerry like that. I'm all, oh, you bastard. And then there was a magazine I had once, and Eddie Van Halen was flipping off in the photo, doing this. And I was like, look at the magazine. I'm all, tell me if you think this is a good article. And so he would look. So we'd go to all ends trying to get each other. And that was really the only person I really goofed around with, to be honest with you, that I have any kind of silly story on the set.
Do you know about the one when you do that, but you do it like down here, and if you look at it, then you get a punch?
Yeah, that's kind of the same game, but we didn't hit each other because, you know, we have to work.
It's more fun.
It is, but it was really just fun to get each other. I don't even know how it started. And then here's a good story. Nicole DeBoer, when she joined the show, you know, we're all three hanging out, and I'm really excited. I'm like, finally, somebody on my show that's close to my age. And you guys all, I don't know if you'll see her next year because I know she's going to Australia with Terry Farrell. I think in February or January or something like that. Anybody know?
What convention?
It might be the same as this one, but for Australia. Yeah. So anyway, Nicole joined the show, and we're all joking around, and I was really excited because, you know, there's somebody on the show that's my age. So we're playing our silly game, you know, being immature. And I think I went a little too far with her, that I thought I upset her. So being the neurotic person that I am, and oversensitive person I am, I'm back in my little trailer going, oh man, I screwed it all up. Finally, somebody on the show that's my age, and I mucked it all up. What am I gonna do? I gotta fix it. I gotta fix it. Because like the stupid guy that I am, I gotta fix all problems that happen, even if it's gonna make an idiot of myself. If anybody a Bon Jovi fan or Gary Busey, I'll tell you a story of how I screwed that up too. Anyway, that's a good story because maybe that'll be more exciting for you than the stories I'm telling. So, needless to say, we end the day, and I go over to her trailer, and I go, I gotta fix it. I gotta fix it. So it's kind of like when you screw up on a date and you feel like you gotta fix it, okay? Yeah. It's the same mentality. So you can almost see the disaster awaiting, or that you think's going to await. So I go up to her trailer, I knock on the door, I'm a little nervous, I'm like, fuck, I hope she's not pissed off. And she opens up the door, oh, I'm sorry, I cussed, I'm sorry. I meant no disrespect. Okay, good. Well, that's why well, that's not why I'm not going to do the Sebastian thing, but that's just not my thing. Y'all should find out what that was because it's very funny. Needless to say, she opens the door, and I go, hey, Nicole, oh, hey, Aaron. And when she said hi, I thought, okay, I'm not in the doghouse, so that's good. She said hi. I go, hey, I just want to apologize. I thought maybe I went too far today. I was joking around. And, you know, you're really nice. I just want to screw things up, and you're really cool. And she goes, no. Oh, that reminds me, I have something for you. You know, like a dumb kid I am. I'm like, all right, yeah, you just got something for me. So I fell into this so easily. So she reaches into her purse, and she goes like that. I knew then. I go, all right, it's on! It's on! So I knew at that moment that she had a great sense of humor, and that she has a thick skin, and it was going to be a great year. And, you know, it was. So if you see her, I think somebody said she tells that story too. It's all true. Maybe she tells it different, I don't know. Because what she should be saying is, oh, I was hoping that Aaron would come to my trailer. And, you know, he's so cute. And I thought he'd come by, and I got to talk to him a little bit. I think that's the story she tells. And then she goes, oh, but he's married, so I'll just have to wait. You know? I'm no longer married now. So it's just a funny story. But she's great. She's awesome. So if you have the chance to see her, go see her. She's fantastic. So. And there was, what was it? Oh, here, okay, I'll answer your question. So I'll answer a Star Trek question before I go on. Remind me, Gary Busey and John Bon Jovi. Okay. Yeah.
Hi, sorry this question was asked.
No, that's okay. I just want to answer it, that's all. No, I'm kidding.
Outside of like the convention circuit, do you actually keep in touch much with the other show cast members, like as friends? You know, like, sort of
yeah, do I keep in touch with the other cast members? I mean, I could, like, probably the person I would call would be Armin. You know, I would probably be the closest with Armin than anybody. I could easily go over and go out to lunch with him. Armin's awesome, and Kitty. I actually talk to them. I should call them more frequently than I do, put it that way. I don't speak to a lot of the cast members, not for any other reason than we live very, very much like a gypsy life. You know, you get together, you all work, you all become close, and then you separate and you move somewhere else. And then you grow up with another group of people, and then you do that and you move somewhere else. And you make all these ties, and sometimes they last for a very long time, and then it's kind of severed. So sometimes you build up very close relationships, but I think because I was in that age where people were older or younger, I never really connected. Not that I didn't connect, but you know, it wasn't like we went out for dinner often every week, or although Nana and Sid came to see my son the next day when he was born, came to the hospital, I'll never forget that. And Armin always helps me out if I have an audition. Like he'll read with me, or Kitty will read with me. Kitty is Armin's wife, if you didn't know that. So, you know, but it's kind of like whenever I see them, it's like a reunion of people you actually want to see. And it's always like kind of coming home in a way when you see them and just seeing how everybody's doing, everyone's well, and it's kind of heartwarming at the time. But we go on so many different paths that, you know, some people connect, and they, like I know Renee and Armin are very, or have been very close, you know, very good friends. And so it's kind of nice to see Jim Beaver, because I knew him through Cecily when we would go over to Cecily's house and rehearse. So it's nice to see people throughout the years, but yeah, that's kind of where it's at. I think Sirach has a restaurant down about an hour from me that I like to go and hang out and see him a little bit more, because it's always great when you see him. I saw him in Vegas, and it's like seeing old friends, you know.
So what sort of food does he cook?
I don't know if he does the cooking or not. I think it's kind of like, I'm not sure. I think it's more of an Italian restaurant, because I know he had like it started, they had an opening, and I went down there, you know, for the opening, and, you know, oh, what? Oh, you going? Okay. All right. You didn't have to tell me, but thanks. Yeah, you were very nice. All right, I'll see you, man. I think it's Italian. I'm not sure. Don't quote me on that one. Don't quote me on that one. But because I know he had like some Italian desserts in the other room where he was saying like selling some like gelato and stuff like that. So I'm thinking the food might be very similar. But that's why I have to go, because I gotta know what food he's selling. Yeah. A question from this side. Unbelievable. Yeah, I do actually. There's a couple chairs. They all have to
Star Trek with the franchise, they seem to encourage people, you know, they'll come on as writers and directors, obviously the same names from there. Were they open to like storyline ideas, or was it really just
Were they open to storyline ideas? Well, I mean, I'm sure they're open to hear it from me, and they'll go, thank you, and do whatever they want. Yeah, I mean, I didn't really have that experience. I do know that Ron Moore said to me I should have told him something during the season that I told him when the show ended. He said to me, why didn't you tell me that? So, and what that was there was a scene. Remember, everybody, if you watch the show, did anybody not watch Deep Space Nine? So if I don't, you didn't watch it. You did not watch it. Okay. So, my character was Nog on the show, and my uncle owned a bar, okay? Oh no, I was talking to the people behind you, yeah. Okay. So defensive. Wow. Just kidding. Mom and Dad going, oh. Don't you hate that when someone's like waving to somebody behind you, like, hey, damn it. How many times that happened where she's like really cute, you're like, no, this can't be me. And yeah, it's not me. It's not me. Anyway, get it back on track. See, I lost my friend. He's not keeping me on track. So in the bar, we have what's called Dabo girls who dance. Yes, it's behind me. Who have Dabo girls that dance. They're kind of like, almost like strippers, okay, you could say. You know, they're very scantily clad, and they're usually very beautiful, okay? So there was one in that bar while I was working as